Welcome to America's Commercial Real Estate Show, your source for market intel, forecasts, and strategies. Hello, I'm Michael Bull. Thank you for being with us. This segment is brought to you by my company, Bull Realty. If you need any commercial real estate brokerage services in the Southeast U.S., reach out to me. If we're not the right folks, we'll put you with the right folks. My email contact is michael@bullrealty.com. Well, today we have a special show for you. It's called my holiday show. Once a year, I do a show for salespeople, for business development people, for commercial real estate agents. You know, this show is designed for principals, for people who own and develop and invest in commercial real estate, apartments and land. And so that's the show, other 51 weeks of the year. And then we do one show that, hey, this is for salespeople. So if you hire salespeople, you train them, you work with them, you want to know what good brokers should do and how they work, check out this show. But if you're an agent, this might be a special show for you, hopefully. Well, I want to share the 5 buckets of skills that you want to hone to be a successful commercial real estate broker. And then I'll provide you some sources to fulfill those buckets with those skills. Let's start with bucket number 1. And that is, if you're a commercial real estate agent that's commission only, you want to realize that you're running your own business. That's right. You are running a business. If you're a 1099 employee, you're running your business. An analogy I like to use is that the company you work for is sort of like the franchisor, thank you, and you're the franchisee. You still got to cook the fries. You've got to cook the biscuits in the morning, right? So you've got to operate your business like a business, and that means taking time to work on your business, not just in it. One of the sources I'll give you to help you with this is the E-Myth, or the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. It's a great book, and in that book he talks a lot about, hey, taking some time to work on your business for planning and organizing. And you're wearing all the hats. You're wearing the CEO hat, CFO, the sales, the delivery of services, and so you've got to really work in all those fields. Another thing to think about is if you're starting a new business, you're in your first 1, 3, 5 years even, then you're starting a new business that I suppose you've never been in if it's new, and you're competing with companies and brokers who are really good at what they do, who have a big head start on you. So just like starting any new business, you want to make sure that you devote the amount of time and attention and work and training and investment that people do when they start a new business, right? So make sure you're running it like a business and that you're doing it that way. I was at a invitational that Mike Lipsey did one time of brokers or agents who made over $1 million a year. Luckily, he invited me, and we went to Barber Racetrack, and we raced Porsches for a couple days. And Mike asked us a lot of questions to help him with training agents and coaching agents around the country. And there was a lot of great things that came out of that. But one of them that I thought was real interesting was he asked the group, look, how come there's so many really smart people, well-educated, that get into commercial brokerage and fail, and they don't make it? And the answer, I thought, the consensus answer was pretty interesting. And the answer was that because those people that got in it that failed thought they got a job, right? They came in when the receptionist came in, they left when the receptionist left, and they treated it like a job, not like a new business that they owned. So I think it's really important to work on your entrepreneurial skills and make sure that you're operating your business like a business, and that will very much help. All right, bucket number 2. And that's delivery of services, right? And commercial brokerage. And once you decide that you should be in a sales and negotiation business that's selling all the time and prospecting for business a lot, that you should be in sales. And then you should, if you think you should be in commercial brokerage, which has a longer sales period, right? And then you're deciding where you're going to work, and then you're deciding, hey, hopefully you're deciding then a geography or a specialty, a service. If you're in a smaller market, maybe you're the commercial broker for all types of commercial property and apartments and land in a certain geographic area. But if you're in a larger market or you're working on larger properties, then maybe your specialty is involving a sector and a service in a sector. And it's real important to learn how to provide the best services you can in whatever it is you're doing. Now, some ways that's taught now is through teams, where you work on a team where someone's already been doing it for a long time and they're good at it and they're successful. Another way to do it was with mentors. Mentors aren't my favorite, and there's some reasons why. But one is a mentor hopefully is working on the 4 R's at this point in their career if they're good enough to be a mentor. Repeat business, relationships, and referrals, and reputation, and they're probably not having to do as much business generation as you will in starting a new business. The other thing is a mentor may not be trained to train adults, right? I am trained to train adults. I have a training company for commercial agents, and I've been training for 25 years, and it's different from training children or educating children. Also, they might not care as much about your success as you would like if you're the mentee, because the mentor may think that they'll teach you everything and you'll just go off and compete with them. So there's some challenges in commercial real estate, I think, with the mentor program. So I think you want to really find the way to educate yourself for the delivery of services and the other things we're going to talk about today on your own, and not just rely on what your company may or may not provide. Another place that you can learn delivery of services is by doing. Another is by studying it and reading about it. I'll give you a book to read. If you're in investment real estate sales, Brad Umansky wrote a great book called Value Added, and you can catch that book. It's available out there. So there's a source for that. All right, let's talk about bucket number 3. Drum roll, please. And that's business development, right? You've got to go out there and get the business, and that's one of the hardest things to learn or find in this industry is how to do that. And you think about it, the better you are at prospecting for new business, the better options you have for clients and properties to work on. And you're not just working on what maybe comes in your inbox or somebody sends your way. You're going after the business that you want to be known for and do. I'll give you a couple tips. One is to be very valuable. If you're in a sector, service, a market, study that market extremely well. Study the management, development, the cost, the expenses, the cap rates, the prices per square foot, the prices per unit, the trends for cap rates, financing terms. Just really become an expert in what you do so that you can add value. Obviously, that's going to help you in your prospecting because you'll know you can add value. And the way I teach prospecting in our training is that you're prospecting with folks that you can really add value to, right? Why are you reaching out to them if you're not valuable to them, right? So if you're in a service or specialty, for instance, I sell office buildings around the country, and we study that in a really big way, and we track the market in a big way. We know who the buyers are. We know their MO, the method of operation. We know the financing. We know what things are selling for. We know where the challenges and where the benefits and opportunities are. So, we're valuable on the team I lead, and so whatever it is you do, study that market well and become very valuable. Another thing on prospecting that will help you in any sales or business development building is setting up a good CRM, customer relationship management. And I'd like to have custom fields in that related to your business. If you'd like to have some custom field ideas for commercial brokerage, reach out to me. I'll send you some custom fields that we provide in our training for commercial agents. And so, business development, it's hard to find that training. One of the things I've done is I've been in the business a little over 35 years. 25 years ago, I started a company, started letting some brokers join, and now we have about 50 people here. And I always search for the best training from everyone I could ever find and get it all. And that's what I recommend if you're an agent or you're training agents or helping agents. Get every bit of training from every source that you can. And as I was doing that, I found that the business development and negotiation training out there was not that hard to find. It wasn't that good. So I started creating it myself month after month after month and perfecting it. And then I thought, well, one day somebody's probably going to want to maybe buy Bull Realty, maybe use it to franchise commercial offices around the country, or maybe just buy us to get us out of the way. So I thought, well, after that, I'd train and speak and coach and do that sort of thing. Well, then I realized, you know what? I'm really enjoying this brokerage stuff. It's very intoxicating. It's a very fun business to help clients and add value to them. So I went ahead and said, well, if I'm going to provide training for commercial agents around the country, I need to go ahead and do it now. I don't want to be out there one day when I'm a walker and a cane. hey, this is how you're supposed to do this business, right? So I went ahead and created the training. So if you want some really good business development training, you can license the video training I've done at commercialagentsuccess.com. All right, let's talk about bucket number 4, and that is underwriting and analysis. Look, in commercial brokerage services, you want to be able to do some basic analysis or very thorough analysis and underwriting, depending on what you do and your specialty. For example, if somebody's asking $10 million for a property and you're working with a buyer, and the buyer asks you, well, what should I offer if I want to get a 12% internal rate of return? I'm going to own it this many years, leverage it this way. Then you need to be able to answer that question and enter it in some software and help them figure out what to offer. Or, for example, if you have 2 different proposals for lease space and you're helping a company with that, and they ask you monetarily which of these 2 proposals is best, you need to be able to do a net present value and show them the math on these 2 proposals and answer that question. So, in a perfect world, you went to a great college, or you do go to a great college if you're still at that age, and you get a finance degree and a commercial real estate degree. That would be great. Luckily for us in our industry, we also have CCIM. CCIM.com, and there's 4 one-week core classes. I recommend to anyone in commercial real estate, no matter what you do, brokerage, appraisal, development, investment, syndication, whatever it is you do, take CCIM 4 core classes, 101 through 104. They're fantastic. They really fire it through a funnel, and it's just fantastic. I really enjoyed taking the classes, and some people look into it and go, oh, you have to do millions of dollars worth of business and pass a final exam. Well, you do to use the designation and have the CCIM behind your name, like I have. But to get the benefit of the education of the 4 classes, you don't have to have a real estate license. You don't have to have sold any properties. So, to give an example for anyone that joins Bull Realty, as a commercial broker here, agent, we require that they commit to taking all 4 CCIM classes, and if they've taken 101 or signed up for it before we let them join. It's really that important. So the analysis and underwriting is a big part of our business. Okay, another big bucket, and this is probably the biggest bucket, and that is sales and negotiation, and I'd add time management in there. As I've been helping brokers for the last 25 years. And I also started studying all the top commercial real estate salespeople when I was 19 all around the country to figure out what are they doing and how do they do it. And I've always done that. And then in 25 years training folks here. And what I found is the sales skills of these folks really, really matters. What did they know about sales, negotiation, time management? What did they do before they got into commercial real estate? And looking back on my career, when I started, I was in school at night. I was managing apartments. I decided I wanted to get my license at 19, and that I wanted to be a commercial real estate salesperson. And when I saw salesperson in the title, I went, whoa, wait a minute. Sales, that sounds terrible. That sounds, the commission-only part was scary, right? Another part of it was at the time, I'd never met a salesperson that I was impressed by. In fact, I was very unimpressed with the salespeople I had met at that point in my life. I did not want to become that. So I started studying sales like I was really cramming for exams, and just really studying sales a lot. And I think that is the reason I made it. And the first part of your career is the toughest part, right? To get it over that curve and get it over the hump, get it rolling, right? And I think because I studied sales so much, it was very helpful. And also I got in the habit of doing that. And if you get in the habit of studying sales, and again, negotiation and time management, I'll kick in there too, then that's going to really help your career, really no matter what your career is, but especially if it's commercial real estate sales. So that's very important. And as I train folks and see, I have really incredible training at commercialagentsuccess.com, and I can give that training to a room of 50 people. Every one of them will pick it up differently. I mean, from the top salesperson that's been commission-only sales, they've trained in sales, they seem to get it the most, the best. They go, oh, wow, that's gold. That's magnificent. I'm going to use that. They pick it up. They understand it. To folks who say, oh, I'm a good salesperson, and people say I'm good with people, I don't need to train in sales. And they have trouble getting it, right? Or they came from if you come from a salaried position, and then you go to owning your own business, commission-only business, it's a really big change in your mental attitude, and so it's a little tougher for folks that have had a salary and are trying to get into commission-only sales and run a business. So one of the big advice is give you to study sales. One of the things that you can do is and I recommend this to folks who ask me about getting into brokerage, is go get the top 10 sales books of all time throughout history. That not the sales books about real estate, not the sales books in the last couple of years. Throughout history, you'll see authors like Zig Ziglar, Stephen Covey, Jeb Blunt, Jeffrey Gitomer, Brian Tracy. Get them in audio, get them in writing, and don't just read them once and give them to someone or listen to them once. You want these sales skills to become innate. You want them to become natural, and the repetition is the best way to do that. Look, in commercial real estate sales, we're not trying to sell anything to anyone that's not right for them. But we are dealing with people who are very successful and very busy. And so as you try to help them make good decisions, you want to have very good sales skills. And yeah, again, you're not trying to sell anything to anyone that's not right for them, whether it's a service or a property. But when it is right, one of the most frustrating things that'll happen to you, and you might chuckle because this probably already happened to you, is when you have great advice for a client and you can't get them to take it. So then you got to kind of look back at the situation and go, all right, what did I do wrong? Did I not ask the right questions? What am I missing here that I'm not able to get my client to make good decisions? One of the biggest challenges I think people have with this is we're in commercial agent business. We are selling all the time. We're negotiating all the time. Time is our most precious commodity. Read some time management books. Keep time management is a very big skill. One of the things I've noticed when reading about top salespeople and people who are just very successful, their time management skills are just off the charts, right? It's like, well, how do they do all that? And some people even say that about me. How do you have a training company and lead a team, sells office buildings, and run Bull Realty and this show? And I still struggle. I'm always trying to prove my time management and my sales skills and my motivation. So I think it's something that's very important to study all the time to become more valuable. And one of the things that we put into commercialagentsuccess.com is a lot of negotiation training, some time management training, business development training, sales training. And it's really related to commercial brokerage. So if you're an agent doing commercial agent business, check out commercialagentsuccess.com. There's 21 one-hour videos. And you also get slide deck action notes, so you can print the action notes. If you're a company, you can license these and use them for many years and just print new slide deck action notes every time you show them. And and brokerage firms use them to show them in their sales meetings and then talk about them afterwards. And then have them forever, and it's called a sales meeting license. If you're an individual agent, it's a little cheaper to license them, and you can get one video if you just want to try it. 5, you can get all 21. They're cheaper the more you get. And you also get the slide deck action notes, and you get forms like that. So hey, look, I'm trying to give back to the community. It's not a big money maker for me, but hopefully it helps the community and keeps things rolling. Well, I hope you like the 5 buckets of skills to hone. If you have any questions or if I can help in any way, feel free to reach out to me. Look, I hope you have a good holiday season, a good happy new year. And I will leave you with a song that we'll finish out this show with. It's a Christmas song. It's kind of peaceful, kind of nice. And you hopefully, or maybe you'll recognize who's doing vocals on it. So until next week, be sure that you always lead, learn, and laugh, and join us for America's Commercial Real Estate Show. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? On the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away, here's a bluebird, here to stay, here's a new bird. They sing a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. Well, in the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he's Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream of fire, to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Well, in the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the alligators knock him down. When it snows, ain't it thrilling? Through your nose gets a chillin'. We frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking